What is up, y'all? It's your boy Aniki coming at you with another My Hero Academia live reaction. Church of MHA Season 3, Episode 14. How y'all been lately? I know we got a file in. Come at one, come all, dismiss. Let's get this popping where it needs to be placed. Let's see. Always gotta give them time to go. Let's see. Hey, all right. Let's see. Jalen Baxley, buried alive. J. Michael. All right. All right. Yep. Tanisha Greer. Hey, mama. Joseph Shola. Okay. Okay. Hey, there's Coyote and Cameron Bailey. Okay. My people here. My people. All right. We getting into it. Also, I read, I'm going to say this because, you know, we always talk about this stuff. Yashiman ended today. Not a satisfying ending, obviously, since it's another one of those cases of canceled. Yikes. It does seem to imply, or I've seen some stuff online that seems to suggest that we'll get like a couple more chapters in the final volume release, which means that they cut it early. So whatever metric they were using to see if people were happy with it, they definitely were not happy with it. Hey, Brenda De La Cruz. Oh, Mkai Baby, Tabofu, Tarnish. Okay, okay. The Madman. Oh, I see you, Keys. Okay. All right, let me hop on the chapter though, because we left off somewhere real nice. Now, all right, I'm gonna tell you right now, just the opening first block of this chapter got me excited. All for One has one glaring weakness, and this is My Hero Academia, chapter 354, Oopsie Daisy by Kohei Horikoshi. His life support mask, if it wasn't obvious enough. And then, you know, we get the shots of him carrying the machine out, him making sure to have a customized mask, all this other stuff. So just reminding you, like, he's always had his little Darth Vader helmet on. The data confirmed from Stain confirmed that he took his whole life rig with him during the prison break. It's clear that he can't function without it. Surely the man himself knows better than that than anyone. Standard practice would be to hit him with sheer numbers, except that this guy can steal away quirks. No way are we going to let him take out our valuable fighters and give himself a boost. Okay, so it'll be me and number one, the strongest small team, hitting him as hard as possible with our combos. All right, so you got Endeavor and Hawks next to each other, ready to go in, Batman and Robin. I really do. At some point, maybe I should actually just talk about how they really are Batman and Robin. Japan should really consider their overseas. Actually, vigilantes. We'll talk about vigilantes when I'm done with this chapter because you know gay. So I got some thematic stuff for you that might make you real happy with Koichi's coming. So, ignoring me. How rude. Endeavor. Hell curtain. Okay, so we got the hell curtain dropping mid-flight. Okay, ignoring me. Let's see. Okay. Fizzle, just all the air blades going into the flame curtain with Hawks utilizing flaming feathers being tossed. He's got a limited supply of those, though, so... So let's see. Such obvious tactics over and over from you, the man who used to be too fast. Oof. Which I do like the fact that All For One is giving him some respect at least, but since Recovery Girl's efforts couldn't bring you back to your prime, your few remaining feathers need aid from prosthetic ones to bring you up to even this speed. So we're both crippled, huh? Look at Hawks. So we're both crippled, huh? Man said, you wearing a whole life support. Don't come at me. Don't do me, bro. Which he's also seems to be using the water quirk out of his thumb for that to block the so got Endeavor coming in hot. We can't make or have our fighters down below getting hit by the sort of shockwave that took out a chunk of Camino. Keep the action close and finish him with point blank attacks, all without letting him touch us. Vanishing Fist. Okay, so I don't know if I've talked about this on stream, or well, at least I know I haven't talked about it in a while. One of my favorite things about My Hero Academia is that when people are fighting, uh, there's very rarely a time where they're like, oh, let me feel out the opponent so I can get a sense of what their abilities are. It is almost always, this dude has abilities. I should beat his ass before he can even use them. I don't even want him to think about his abilities. If I could beat his ass right now, it don't matter what his abilities are. And when you see him going with Vanishing Fist, one of the moves he tried to use to put down Shigaraki as a follow-up, I love this mindset in my head. They're like, no, I'm not trying to fight you all day. I'm trying to beat you down, win, go home. I got shit to do. Like, that energy has always been prevalent within the My Hero like series. So that, anyway. So, but yeah, awful ones get the defense. The intense heat passes right through my hard flame fan. I can't reflect it with impact recoil, and Hawks won't give me an opening to strike back. But Hawks, your timing doesn't quite match up. It almost seems like Endeavor's heart isn't in it. Let's keep this up, Hawks. We're landing damage on him. He doesn't have anything like hyper regeneration. Behold, Endeavor. Man, this battle is chaos. Let me zoom in real quick. You got people doing special beam cannons. That actually looks like somebody casting little shield things that they use in Doctor Strange down here. I'm not gonna lie to you. You got somebody who kind of looked like Ojiro, but they're going brazy down there, right in the Gulf, Makia Gulf. So, all right. Behold, Endeavor. Everyone is fighting so hard to fulfill their role. Even the novices among them are focused on the battle at hand. So why does it feel like your head is somewhere else? She-Mage. Okay, so we see Mushroom Girl actually on the front lines, which is kind of terrifying because I'm not gonna lie, everything we've known about She-Mage has suggested she is primarily a support character. So the fact that they got her on the front lines here is insanity. But yeah, so maybe because your masterpiece mopped up your failed experiment, aren't you delighted? Shut up. He's provoking you just like he did to All Might back in Camino. Think back. Hawks is really trying to keep him in this, man. You should know. For ages now, I've had my eye on your twisted longing for power. Hey, hold up. That makes me a little excited because if we're about to find out that All for One has kind of like purposely set villains against Endeavor or done certain things so that his career would definitely not take off as much or whatever, that would be hilarious to me. All right. And the thing about me is when I come across fertile ground, I can't help but sow seeds. You never did find Toya's body, did you? So I know that Hawks directly said this is that callback to Camino, but like the fact that we get him being like, no, he's trying to rattle you, just like at Camino, and then we get an equal reveal to that character with us already having had this information, which also means like that flashback did not fully, I don't know how much which person heard or what, but that's okay. Or how much was the doctor talking to them and how much was Dabi just straight up telling Shodo, whatever. But even Hawks is shook at this. He's like, for real, he still had such a nasty card to play. A man living in order to atone can't just make a clean break the way I did. It's obvious. Right now, he could not have fought and beat Dabi. That's why I got to be here to support him. Your duty right now is taking down All for One without delay. Keep a cool head and All for One. Oopsie daisy. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. Nope, that's Endeavor's side getting slashed. Specifically, that's a slash on the right side, which is so that wound is going to be designed to mirror All Might's. Endeavor is getting to mirror the fate of All Might here. Except he's getting the wound he got from fighting All for One first. And Endeavor, now for you. Can you dodge at this range, Nagant's replacement? No, I can't dodge. But if nothing else, Endeavor can use Prominence Burn. So if I keep him alive. Yo, this spread is glorious. Wall heartbeat. Let's go. The Rumble Queen is in the building. For those of you who don't know, there's a series that I love called Air Gear. In the series Air Gear, there is this thing called the Overroad. And if you ride the Overroad, the pinnacle of that is the Rumble King. What the Rumble King does is actually create walls of airs and different things like that by creating vibrations, and basically uses that to create walls and stuff. So this is also a thing that you could say is attributed to the Jade Road too, being able to harden air. But that's what Jiro's doing. Love this. Creating a small shield for him by creating like the sonic waves to create a consistent barrier. I love this. Whoa there, keep it steady. I'm not used to flying. I'm barely holding it together up here. You must endure, Earphone Jack. And if you don't mind, keep your rear end still or risk flustering me. Oh, shut up. Tsukuyomi and that Class A girl. Keep back. You've got no place in this fight. He'll slaughter you. I may be a poor substitute for Endeavor himself, but you and I are also capable of teamwork. The pesky gnats that swarm about one for all. In the old comic I used to read, there were jobber characters who only existed so the Demon Lord could show what he was made of. How about you save that line until you've actually beaten us All for One? You got that? Who thought Jiro versus All for One was coming? Who thought Jiro was going to pull up on AFO? Who thought Jiro was going to pull up on AFO? I need to know. Because, like, hey, that's the perfect wake up, Tyler. Man, let me send this link. I know Tarnish need to get in here ASAP. He got to celebrate. Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna get Tarnish up in here because, like, I got to get my people in here. This is crazy. Ooh. Let's see. No one needs to see a flying sword in battle. All right, let's see. AFO being like, y'all jobbers. That is, I like the meta shift we're doing here where, like, he's just kind of talking, man.
Nigga. Nigga. Nigga.
Speak your mind, Tarnish.
She knew that I was tired of this man. So she came in and said, I got him. He's wilding. He's talking too much. Exactly. This man talked too much.
Hey, look, AFO. I don't blame him because you got to use that psychological warfare, especially in this situation, because, like, they had started to figure out a way to fight him. So, like, if your mind is on that level where, okay, it's like, okay, nah, like, you actually got this presence, you know what's going on. I gotta, like, find a way around it. So, like,
you know how bad it was for me, bro. I knew Jiro was there before I even read the leaks, because I too had tweeted out a little vague tweet trying to reference the chapter. You know, they put the microphone and the bird, and I knew Tokoyami was there. I'm like, that can't be for Hawks. That got to be for Tokoyami. So I'm like, Jiro? And then Jiro came and she saved Hawks' life, mind you. Can we acknowledge that this man was going to get bodied? Saved his life with the same move that she used to block Deku in Deku Black, by the way. And you know what I'm saying? It's a good time to be alive. I ain't know that, bro. I didn't know this was coming. Yo, Jiro's the first class member to say something to All For One in person. Y'all know that, right? Like, not a hologram like Deku, not she was in the area where he was around. She actually like called this man out, like in person.
Also, hey, like the thing about this is that I'm wondering, like, people kind of sleep on Class A, and like they like kind of because man,
bro, I knew they was coming with this type of energy from that one page that everybody was clowning of all of them looking mad. They were like, these are some puppies trying to look tough. I'm like, nah, they legit upset right now. Like, right. For real.
And my thing with like just seeing a character like Jiro get to go, like, even though like All For One being like, hey yo, you're a jobber, like that doesn't matter. Because also, even if Jiro and Tokoyami were to lose here, they wouldn't be jobbers because we already know what AFO can do. This is just him being cocky, but it's like, damn. Yep. Okay. Antoine Deonda, yes, 100%, especially because if somebody was watching the VOD, I want to make sure they get this point. All For One is like Golden Frieza. He has strong quirks, but he don't have a lot of training with them. He uses verbal tactics to undercut people to throw them off. Yup. And this is the same strategy that Dabi uses to offset the fact that his quirk harms his body. It's just the means of
facts.
Like, you got to use psychological warfare. And that's actually something I also like about it. Just like I was talking about how the thing with my hero is if I can one-shot you, you're getting one shot. Like, you never saw All Might be like,
yo, you want to know another thing that I was hoping you would bring up too? It's the one thing that you always say when you see Endeavor fight. That Vanishing Fist is way nicer than the one he used on Shigaraki. A month. It's been a month for him too, and he's been fighting villains nonstop. That is a nicer Vanishing Fist than before. First of all, it's two of them now. And I remember in the war, he could only use it twice because he used it once on Shigaraki. And then before Shigaraki started tweaking and messed up Aizawa, he tried to use it one more time. He said, one more hit, one more.
And he missed.
On God, that was a nice whiff. Hori put the whiff sound effect and everything. That was just bad. But, you know, he came back.
Hey, but because the other thing with that whiff is like he wasted Bakugo actually shooting a bullet midair to get that whiff.
Endeavor would have had no quirk right now.
Like, it's like the way everybody was coming through in that moment, and then
number one. Like, bro, yeah, I gotta give Endeavor his respect though, because this is actually the exact direction I wanted this fight to go in, and I'm really glad it's going in this direction. He needs to get mad, and what I mean by that is not like he needs to start screaming All For One's name, even though that was wrong. I read that in Endeavor's BA voice in Japanese. Orufawa, like, you know that the voice acting gonna go crazy on that line.
Man, I'm hearing the same yell that he uses for Shoto.
On God, like. He's heated right now.
Also, we got to talk about, because you mentioned that it was two of them, but also says wham, wham, wham. So he punched with each hand at least twice. So he's not only able to like use it, but now Vanishing Fist is straight up. It's like when he uses Flash Fire Fist. This is just like a form for him. Like,
he's getting stronger as the manga goes on. He's one of the few characters who can actually notice, like, nah, he's getting nicer. But what I actually in this moment, what I really need is for him he needs to activate that old Endeavor. Remember, like the old Endeavor where we always heard he was ruthless. Like he used to bug out against villains, and we never got to see that. We've mostly seen nice guy Endeavor, like quote unquote nice guy Endeavor. I need to see him get mad.
That's why it bothers me when people complain about Vigilante's Endeavor, because I'm like, I don't think y'all fully understand that. Like at the start of the series, he was supposed to be what you see in Vigilantes, basically.
Pulls up, he tweaks out, he destroys everything. He tells everybody to evacuate so he can do his work.
Like,
I need that next chapter. Low-key, I'm hyped that Jiro and them are here, but like one of my dream scenarios for next chapter is for Endeavor to really like get mad and take charge, be like, nah, like y'all need to dip. Tokoyami, our quirks aren't compatible anyway. Like, I need him to take charge, really, in this fight.
Punish, didn't you just see this man get mad and you saw what happened to him, right?
Nah, that wasn't the right type. That wasn't the right type of mad. He started screaming.
I see.
He started screaming. He needs to get physically mad. Like, I'm trying to kill you, mad.
He needs to get hit all for one with that gut punch he trademarked on Shoto. That's what he needs to be doing. Like, he out here.
He left himself open. He got that type of mad. Not that right now.
Also,
gut punch.
Okay, so it's funny because I remember I saw somebody on Twitter was like, they said it as a way to like crack down on like say the awful one was lame, but it's crazy how this came to fruition and it now makes what they said both true, but also highlights exactly why that doesn't make him lame. Because somebody was like, awful one's the type of dude that would like wiggle his fingers as he saw dessert tray, say, "Don't mind if I do."
Oopsie days, bro. The officials. I don't know if it's the officials or if this is like Hori's intent, because the officials really make this man sound like that. In the scans, all he said was "got you" with that musical note. And this he said "oopsie daisy." It sounds more in character. I can't lie off what he said in the past. But like, this guy gets me so heated all the time because he does the coolest shit, and then he's just like, "Oopsie daisy!" Like, you an old head, bro. You an old head compared to somebody like Shigaraki who just wouldn't say nothing. He'd just get that hit off, have a little panel of him smiling or something.
Because the thing with this is like the little sing song note, the "oopsie daisy." It's like, oh, were you caught slipping, my guy? Like, could it be that you were?
Oh man, I can't believe that they got caught lacking like that. That's
badly,
crazy.
Bro. That's a solid
never
hit
be
too.
Me, boy.
It's a solid hit he got
Can
off.
never
Bro.
be me, boy.
Honestly, I know you thought his arm was gone because everybody.
Bro, I swear I thought his arm was gone.
Bro, see, look. Hey, so, yo, fuck you, Bella, because I was the only nigga.
Nah, say it. Even Sayers thought his arm was gone.
Bro,
he said it in the chat.
I tell Nick, I was reading that shit. I'm like, yo, I thought nigga lost his arm for a good minute. Like, I had read that shit, and we was talking scans. I was like, hey, yo.
You saw when I got there, I was like, hold up, let me. And then I was like zooming in and shit to like see the wound.
Nigga, I see you, nigga. I was like, yo, I know he's thinking right now. Like, that shit look crazy.
But yeah, no, he's got that wound on his side. That's good. Like, and it's important to note that when I say this wound is supposed to be like the one All Might got, it really is going to be that way because these are screws like on the edge. So like that would have grabbed a little bit of his intestine too for a little razzle dazzle to scramble.
He looked like he was falling a little bit in that panel where Hawks was looking at him like he was descending. He's hurt right now.
Yeah,
a little hurt
because he got injured, and then you see like he was able to immediately switch priorities. And like Endeavor does have to still be up because he did say if I can keep him right here, you know, he can use Prominence Burn.
See that foreshadowing, Prominence Burn. Keep that in mind, because
like,
we didn't get because last stream we hadn't figured it out. Dobby's about to use Prominence Burn most likely because I went back and I looked at the effect that was used. That's the same effect that was used in the war when he was about to do Prominence Burn. Him, not Endeavor. Like, it's the same sound effect from that last Prominence Burn he tried to do. So that light might be very dangerous.
I don't know if calling Hawks a simp is the right word. He just...
Bro, you too? It's not just us? He's like this chapter, I don't know, bro. He's really heavy focused on that Endeavor in this chapter.
Like, my thing is like, calling Hawks a simp is disingenuous because I call them Batman and Robin for a reason. And it's because almost when you look at the 4 Robins, there is a piece of all 4 of them in Hawks. Dick Grayson's, like shit talk, goofiness, like that whole playful attitude is pulled straight from the pages of Dick Grayson. The dual blade wielding is meant to mirror the Eskrima sticks that he's got as trademarked. But then you have the same like killer energy that like Jason Todd does, especially also the fact that Jason Todd is the son of a criminal that Batman caught. Then you have the fact that Tim Drake figured out in depth like Batman's identity and made it his point to get Batman on track after the death of Jason Todd to the Joker, because that's the whole reason Tim Drake wanted to be Robin. He realized that Batman was unhinged after he lost his son and decided to support him. Damian, trained assassin. Hawks, trained assassin. He's all four Robins in one. This is Batman and Robin teaming up. He is not a simp. He's supposed to be. He's been written to be his sidekick from jump.
They teamed up in Pro Hero. He said, "Let's link up, you and me." And that's what they're doing right. That's what they're doing right now. Even though I'm not gonna lie, I think this time around it was a little foolish to think that only you and Endeavor could fight all for one. But I see his reasoning. I do see his reasoning. But the strongest two-man, you think that's the strongest two-man right now? I think Edgeshot might have been a better choice for that. Like
honestly,
Miracle, maybe like the strongest two-man.
Honestly, bro, like this team, I fucked that shit. I would have brought 3 more people in, like 2 more people in, and I would have been very strategic about who I was bringing in. I honestly brought somebody in that can use long range suppression, long range quirk, and have fucking Ryuku flying around this bitch. Like dead ass. Like if we were really fighting a final boss, like some RPG, like
because he's that level, like, all for one, right?
Like
now.
League of Legends type shit. Like I would have like, all right, everybody gonna have a role in this bitch. We have a full-fledged team fighting this nigga, not just 2 people. And I'm glad once again Vision Officials won because I knew niggas luckily it wasn't a big thing. I don't know if niggas on Twitter was acting stupid or not, but luckily it wasn't a big thing because
I didn't see.
And the scans, it was kind of talking. I know they did this in the leak because they did this in the scans. It was kind of insinuating that Off One had
Super Rich. Oh yeah. I wanted to speak on that too. I forgot. You reminded me.
Hold on. Before we do that, I want to hit up the super chat real quick.
Copy
from Andrew. So sick of Hawks and Endeavor being glued together. Hawks should have been the Shiggy or Toga field so I could get twice stuff.
Yes.
My stance on this is that Hawks, I agree that like we do need some more stuff to deal with twice, but I don't actually need Hawks to be there to get that because Toga wouldn't try to psychologically attack Hawks over twice. She would just try to kill Hawks over twice. All for One is the type of character who will exploit the fact that we know Hawks is grieving. We know that Hawks feels bad about that. So of all the villains, you got to think all their perspectives of Hawks is that he's a hero and he wouldn't necessarily feel that bad about it.
Nah. He does feel bad. I feel like
I'm saying that's like what the other people's perspective is. The only person who I trusted like look at Hawks and be like, I bet you feel guilty is AFO.
Once I reread a few chapters because this chapter kind of got me hyped. I really like this chapter. This is a really good chapter. I'm gonna just say that off rip. I like this chapter a lot, especially in the official. It's a little shorter than I would have liked. It's 15, but this is a good chapter. But I went back to reread because of this chapter, and I read like the way he dealt with Twice's death was really focusing on Endeavor. Like he needed to focus on something. He was like, let's just go with my origin, I guess. Endeavor needs help. Like that was his solution to Twice dying.
He kind of just used like it's almost like how alcoholics kind of just use something else to take it, or people just use another crutch just to get their mind off the pain of what they've done or like guilt. Because it's like if I throw myself over here, I don't have to focus on what happened here, base type beat.
Also, I want to point out something. You guys remember when I said like we got basically like screws sticking out? So 100% he at least scraped the insides of Endeavor and he's got definite organ damage.
I'm fine with that. Let's make that damage.
Hold on. I have to go back because it's even worse than that. My girl pointed out to me that technically, if you remember, he was showing 5 quirks in his fingers before. This is the face quirk. He didn't just slice Endeavor. He bit a chunk out of him.
Listen, that mouth looks scary as hell.
Right. That shit honestly, is some shit.
If you peep from the start of the chapter, he like... He was saucy with the shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, as he was blocking their attacks, he still had the other quirks in his hands. If you look closely, like he was still, because when he blocked Hawks' like little sword thing, he still got the spike quirk in his hand. He still got the goose shit, the flame shit. He bought the block Endeavor's attack when he pulled up. You know, he was moving nice with it, low key. And then back to the super regen shit. In the scans, Endeavor said his super regen isn't that strong, but in this, he said the correct thing. He doesn't have hyper regen at all.
Yeah, so I don't know if niggas acting goofy or not, because I'm not actually being on Twitter or nothing like that. But I already knew there was something weird. I was like, he don't really got any regeneration at all, because that wouldn't make sense. So
Also, Hawks or Coyote coming through saying Hawks Deadass trying to get into Endeavor's family lineage. Need him to marry Fuyumi for the Ice Wing squirt. This is how it must be done. Was that last week we had to talk about how if Hawks and Fuyumi had a kid and it actually popped off?
Yeah, it was.
It was last week.
It'd be
Like,
hot. That'd be hot.
All right, so let me go ahead and let me see something real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and run through a couple of things. What's up, Tunisia? Because some people said what's up, East. So I got shout back out to my people and shit. So what's up, Tunisia? You know how I go. JJ, aka Barney, aka that punk ass fossil. I already told you, nigga. It wasn't gonna be Ryuku. She's talking about East Wild and thinks for Ryuku will help anyone but all for one. Nigga, I said her as a support. She's being used as a mobile plane. Same way she be doing the same exact thing Tokiyami's doing, but she would have somebody with a good long range quirk on her side that would just be almost like let's just say we had Nagar on the field, and then we had her flying around.
Shout out to her. She got referenced this.
100 meters away from off one. He can't do shit, and they still got to focus on Endeavor and Hawks at his front. And then you can see how off one is so smart because he was getting pressured, and they was putting that pressure on that boy. But then he's like, okay, I know how to get y'all off. It ain't all physical, nigga. It's the mental game too. That's part of fighting too. So as soon as he started shit talking, he pulled that ace out his sleeve.
You know him.
He's like, I wonder how young Toya's body just disappeared. It was never found. And then he put all the clues together because y'all got to keep remembering. They don't know all the obvious shit we know.
I'm telling y'all, bro. Zoom in on Endeavor's face, that panel, and look at only the right side.
That's why the doctor
really look at the art on that page.
No, bro, the sheer despair. And like, here's the thing: like, you see these little flecks. I'm pretty sure that's his mask slightly dissipating for a bit.
His mask went away. Look at his mustache.
Yeah, like he was straight up losing it. His beard don't connect in this one.
That's NG. That's NG. That's not Endeavor. That's NG.
Like the horror in his eyes. I like the fact that Hawks like is trying to get him not to focus, but we also see that the internal part of Hawks is like, hey, yo, I get why you feeling kind of messed up about this, bro. But like,
nah, that's what I'm saying. It's like he was getting pressed, like, because I had to reread it because I kind of read it wrong the first time scan. I was too gassed because I was mixing up who was saying like, oh, because even the scans was wonky as shit a little bit too, because it was also like they was kind of like, oh, he getting through my flame curtain with his flames, but it's like, but Endeavor used hell flame curtain, so now they kind of fixed what he was saying because of the quirk he was using was like he had a flame quirk he was using, but it was like a different whatever. And obviously it wasn't gonna match Endeavor's hell flame, right? But it was still that.
It was a hard flame fan.
Yeah, so it's like that, but you know how it goes when they can mix.
Which shows you that the average fire quirk is not nowhere near hell flame, by the way.
That's why Endeavor built different. But he can do it. He can finesse because he can combine quirks. But back to the point, man, it's just like. But then I read now, it's like, okay, they really had the pressure put on this nigga and shit like that. And yeah, Daniel, since you said it twice, we talked about this before, so I'll just say it again because you the homie. From 253, the villain Ghastly is a reference to a figure with an umbrella of an old alphabet where each letter was the death of a kid. Interesting, the letter that Ida said, the letter
I stands for Ida, who drowned in a lake.
Okay, you confused right there for a second.
Yeah. Okay, so my thing with the whole Gashley thing is that I think we talked about that last week too.
Yeah, we did. I was just saying because he said it twice this time. And
I just wanted to acknowledge him real quick, just because I don't know if like we'll specifically get Ida involved, but I do kind of expect like the Gashley characters will either have a quirk that involves kids or have racked up a bunch of kills on kids in some fashion. I'm kind of expecting him to be. One of the images for Gashley that's most common is him holding the umbrella with the dead children surrounding him. So I kind of expect him to have a child undead arm.
I mean, Horikoshi loves to do the imagery with the showing like hallucinations of dead people, like with Shigaraki and All for One. So he could like give one of the students a imagery of Class A being dead, something like that.
We need it.
Let's see. All right, hold on. Mello came through with the super chat. I'm glad this chapter explains that they just can't throw bodies at AFO because he might steal their quirks. Jiro and Tokoyami out here flirting in a war. Great stuff. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, okay, so Cameron Bailey, Hori will be able to get away with Gashly within Japan because Japan has both really complicated and very Swiss cheesy copyright laws. But for international audiences, he probably, even if he's named Gashly, we'll see. It's kind of like how Diamond is Unbreakable. I'm trying to remember. He's Shining Diamond, and like none of the band names can be used for any of the stands in English because we don't have the legal copyright. Like you'd have to pay people to get copyrights for every single stand. So like it's just not worth it for almost any of the ones named after bands.
You see, we got a heckler. We got a heckler in the chat. That's some funny niggas that come in here.
Oh.
They got a lot of shit to talk. But you hear though, ain't you? On a live stream at that.
Oh no, he said /J as in /joking.
Okay.
You good.
Yeah, listen, y'all know how I feel about jokes in the IRL.
It's always a joke. Silver Soul. That yeah, the only one I got like dying. There was only two people I really got dying, and that's
on this battlefield.
No, in general, the only two I got dying is goddamn. Kirishima can go ahead and bite the bullet. I got him, and Ayama definitely on chopping block because with his character, it's either going one of two ways. It's goddamn either he going like to the extreme, like
heroic sacrifice.
Ichigo beat down if he lives, and that's after Fat Gun when somebody else sacrificed their life for the nigga. Only way he living and winning.
Yeah, and then he got to deal with the legal troubles afterwards. It's like, is this nigga even gonna be around after?
Yeah, or he dies. It's only two choices he got: heroic sacrifice, death, or he going out like he gonna be fucked all the way up. He gonna be he gonna be going down bad.
Imagine if he loses the ability to even use his quirk. Like his stomach gets messed up really bad or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because we fooling around with blood and shit like that, because we don't know what the Kunita could do, dog. Like dead ass. Like spider lives are just poisonous to people, but Horikoshi, and you know how niggas can actually finesse their quirks. Like Nagant was doing what the fuck she was doing, and that that was just skill, nigga. That was just skill alone. Like
what up, Spectral? Also, while I could see the Gashly thing offending people, I don't think that. I think the Gashly stuff, even if it does come into play, would be a couple weeks out, and this is gonna sound horrible, but I don't know how to explain it any other way. But there will probably be another shooting that will make it where people aren't gonna be focused on that if they read Gashly.
Honestly, and the way with horror, I mean, but it's gonna be, this is the difference. They don't really give a fuck about what the Americans be crying about, like that. It's all about what the Japanese niggas focus on more than anything. So it'll all be about what Japanese care, and Japanese niggas love all that shit right there. That old folklore horror type shit, they eat that shit all the way up.
Somebody asked what the hell the bullies be on in Japanese shows and stuff, because they be doing shit that like you just wouldn't expect, like in a silent voice when they rip out her hearing aids and stuff.
Bro, if I seen that, I'll air that whole classroom, son.
I'm crying. Tyler Hawk said the guy's breaking that mask from the hospital bed she's at through the open window. That would be the craziest trick.
Yo, could you imagine like that? How her coach should be warping panels like the craziest angles? Imagine she got the whole blicky out. And she got her foot in the window with the toes out in the hospital.
She got the scope
and the scope, and she like it's the whole angle. Like you can see her like. It's coming from outside and it's like angled out with the fucking blicky. She's like, I got one just for you. Payback's a bitch. Bow! As he just shoot that shit wet, man.
Imagine why he's passing Central Hospital or something. Oh my God. Some type of link up.
Gashly is one of the top villains that was a reference from Tartarus.
That was last chapter.
Yeah, Sheena was asking.
Bakugo could die. Yeah, me too, man. I believe that too. Don't worry.
Now, this
nobody want to believe it. People want to say he Horikoshi pet. He too popular. No, that's not true.
And the funniest part about that is this is at the end of it. So, like, whether we continue on after all this battle or we end it here, it don't matter because it's the end of this portion of the story. So he can kill that nigga. Can't nobody say nothing.
He already got nicked last war.
Yeah, we at the end, and there's nothing.
Nicked badly.
There's only he only need one big final moment for his character, and he's just done because he already did all his everything. There's nothing left for the nigga.
Bro, honestly. He did the apology. He's like, he's a complete character now to me.
All I need the nigga to do is flex what he learned, his power, and that's it. That's all I need.
Bro, honestly, I'll keep it a stack. Listen, if he bugs out, if he does something crazy, that will be more hype to me than what Shoto did, because it'll actually be like put together a little bit better. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, because and I said, telling you, it's still sitting a sour. I still got a sour taste in my mouth, but like it's like a tangy taste.
Nah, the Shoto stuff was good, but it could have been built up a little bit better. And I said that when the chapter came out as well. The Bakugo stuff would feel way more like, oh yeah, this is regular. Like, come on now.
And then with the Shoto stuff is like, it's also the fact that Dobby our boy, but it's the fact that now I can feel better because it's not.
Shiggy my boy too. I really don't want to see him get flexed on either.
But I mean, but the difference is like Shiggy getting like it could be like a good moment. But Shiggy always come back real quick after that. Like if they pull out a fight, because the thing about that one is a difference, right? Dobby was solo dolo, and this is the buildup for him. So it's just like, well, Shoto came in and sidestepped everything, and Dobby go out like this. Like you just kind of holding him like he ain't get shit. They didn't even kill the damn sidekicks at that. So it's like you gonna shit on this nigga like that? Like not only he didn't get face Endeavor, he got to face Shoto. Did Shoto come in and sidestep this nigga? And then Shoto was getting help.
Honestly what ended up happening was always a scenario that I did see end up playing out at a point in time because Todoroki family, that's my shit. I've thought about that countless times.
Mm-hmm. But it's fine. It's fine now because I can sit on that other chapter better because the ending panel, because it's so raw, but it just don't sit right with the events after. But
I love what's happening right now because of that. Listen, honestly, I'm glad that we kind of switched up now a little bit. Now that I know what that light actually is, I got a nice little piece of what that's going to be. Now that we hear it, Endeavor's mindset going into this is that Shoto defeated Dobby. Like he thinks that actually happened. So the fact that he's getting hit with this shit and it's like hurting him even more just makes it even better.
That's another thing too, because it's like, all right, now I can feel good about what happened because Dobby isn't done. He gonna get something.
My thing with Dobby is, and I'm glad I saw some other people kind of talk about it too. I think he's about to activate for real. Like, I think Prominence Burn is on the table. But I'm leaning towards him finding out that what having Ray's constitution is and all that other stuff means he's always had ice inside.
I can see that too.
Yo,
I've always wanted that to get addressed.
Especially because of the fact that his heart was glowing. And my thing is that, and I saw somebody else say this on Twitter, and this is actually in my 30-minute review that I just ended up not editing and releasing last week. Whoops.
He baited y'all.
I did know. Basically, I'm depressed as shit, and it makes me hate all my content. So I can never actually edit it and enjoy it and release it because I'm never happy with it. Just is what it is.
It's just a creator work, dog.
Well, everybody watching the stream, tell him how much y'all love the content. Yo, we need it.
Yeah, do it right now.
And show him the support, honest, genuine, not.
Nah. You know what? You see, it's been too long, y'all. Ain't no more nice guy. Y'all put your foot down and y'all tell this nigga what's going down. Otherwise, it ain't gonna happen. We tried it last week. Everybody was all sweet supporter. Now you gotta put the boot in his boot. You gotta put the boot in his booty, y'all.
Middle of the stream. You know what I'm saying? Real life.
Y'all gonna be. Y'all need to say
people behind this. Real people behind this.
Y'all need to say drop that shit. Drop them likes so he can drop that video and drop it in the chat. Tell them to drop that video.
Look, if y'all want, I can release the unedited version, even though it will just boom, I'll drop it. It won't even be monetized. I can just drop it later. And y'all can just have access to it, even though it does involve. Because I was thinking about putting uncut stuff like in Patreon and stuff, just because I do funny stuff mid-video. Like if I second guess myself, I won't turn the camera off. I will actually just start looking it up in the middle of the video while talking to the camera and then cut that part out anyway. So But that aside, one of the things because like, do you remember what Shoto said though about what the cold flame relies on?
It was on his heart. It was
What was
balancing
glowing?
his blood.
What was
And
glowing on Dobby's
Dobby's chest? You know what I'm saying? The
like
power.
right the heart. And
Right.
now he's got like this ice on his hands, and he was only ever taught how to turn up the heat. And so his body is kind of being like forced to be the coldest it's probably ever been. And so he's not going to be clean with it if he does have like quote awakening, because I know people will interpret this as quirk awakening instead of realizing that just Dobby never got to explore his quirk in its full capacity.
He never got the quirk box either.
Well, that's when that shit happened. I was like, yeah. In fact, we didn't get the quirk box. I know this nigga ain't done. And then, like, you know, the league night was getting crazy. And then Coyote hit me with the Hail Mary after Tarnish already went to sleep. They're like, yo, I told him to send me that Yakuza video where he slammed the desk and walked out and Dobby got hold. But then Coyote came back on it with me. He was like, yo, we got new hope.
Yo,
new
super chat the love.
I'm going to address it. Put my love right here. I love your content. Don't doubt yourself. Thanks, Tunisia. Thank you.
Sixer said, Aniki, you dead ass make the best reviews. I always come out of them knowing like 15 more details I didn't catch the first time.
Every time.
Yo, bro, listen, you know how I read my hero. Hey, when I watch your reviews, there's always something where I'm like, oh yeah.
I be learning, nigga. I like, damn, I'm in class again, nigga. But it's the class I fuck with. Mello, give us the reviews, bitch. Damn, Mello, you didn't have to curse. I'm gonna edit that message because Tiger Blast 200. I always look forward to his reviews.
Oh, and by the way, Fish, we're gonna talk about your hatred of Hikari.
Yo, wait, what?
Hold on. No, we're gonna have to talk about it because I ain't read the latest chapter, but like I'm in another YouTuber server, and he do scans, but I seen like a pose which Hikari did, and I'm like, hey yo, what's going on?
They got Hikari shucking and jiving, bro, like a coon. It's crazy.
Okay, so my thing about that is that I get why you felt like that was what it was about. But my thing is that Hikari, because when we were talking about the personality thing, I'm gonna say this: Hikari is the only character who I feel like his curse technique very much like covers his entire personality.
Me too. Yo, he's such a good character to me.
Because like this is how it works for me, right? Is that like first off, he's got this edged curse energy. That's one of the first things we find out about him. And then as we get this explanation for the way his, CE work or his technique works, it's basically like his entire philosophy is how close to the edge or how on edge can I live? And like he's always pushing the envelope and he's got like that rebellious spirit to the extent that he moves to his own beat, like that expression. So when he has his theme song playing, literally moving to his own beat, like dyeing his hair pink, and he's like him being like black, like based on his earlier depiction, so he's at least like Blackanese or however you want to say it.
Blackish.
Yeah.
So like the way I kind of look at him is that he's got, thank IGN for this, the exaggerated swagger of a black teenager.
Oh my
Lord.
God. Hey, yo, that's all Tarnish right there. That's his boy.
He said that's all Tarnish right there.
But I'm like, think about it. The way he fought like against Charles with his hands in his pockets.
Bro,
it was like all of this stuff is about keeping himself on edge, pushing his limits while like.
I'll say this for Hikari. I do hate Hikari still, but in defense of Hikari, I'll say this. I like his motivations. I like that he joined in and he's helping everyone and Eugene all them because he wants to be able to do his whole fight night stuff and have Zenny backing him by using
keep it light. You know
what I'm saying? I mean, he's trying to do his thing. So I respect it. I respect his motivations, but the character itself is not really moving me. And I really want to see Hajime catch a body. So, but we'll see.
Yeah, I say this about Hikari. It's funny that you say that, East, because like you probably noticed, I really took my time on understanding his character. I was hold up. I really need to understand this nigga because he's not like everybody else. He gave off a different type of vibe off the jump, and that's why I understand why Gojo was looking at him for real. Like, let
me tell you.
Also, I'll say that he feels like the true successor to Gojo in personality. That's the other thing for me.
Yeah, the real reason Tarnish really took second to look at that nigga was he seen the chapter where he fought Charles with Tim's on, and he was like, "Yo,
yeah, the butters."
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, son, this nigga look kind of familiar."
Hikari was looking like my people, B.
I'm feeling empathetic. You feel me? Yo, but I'm about to run through some stuff in the chat real quick, and then we get back on point because there's some other things I want to talk about. Hey, yo, what's up, N-Dot?
So y'all know I'm about to take a S break. If you know, you know.
Yeah, we know. I'm
just we getting close to the wrap up because I got a show hop soon, but
yeah, yo, Spectral Dynamite, accept our love and drop that content, Anki. This is a threat. All right, but shit, Tanisha Greer, I actively looking for your videos mainly because you two is a total fail. Antoine, I hope you know what? I'm just calling you Ant because I really don't want to butcher your name. I'm so sorry.
Ant, it's a homie Ant.
Yeah, I'm just calling Ant. I only watch this channel for MHA content at this point. You guys are the best at actually dissecting the chapters and have real world facts to put things in perspective. I tell you, man, niggas don't be wanting to have actual conversations. They just want that. Why Twitter ain't shit. It's just a good hot.
You know what I think about above all else? I think about Horikoshi. I'm like, this is a real dude that be writing and drawing this at the time. Like, things be affecting him the same way they affect us.
Bro, I never forget the most realest.
I be feeling like I really be matching his vibe. Like, I really be like,
the most realest point that this was a human being. The fact this nigga was like, yo, I was watching Wanted one day, and I seen her curve the bullet. At the same time, I was drawing a chapter. So I just put the curve the bullet in the drawing the chapter with the gun. I was like, that nigga was really looking at that shit. It was like, oh, that shit raw. I'm gonna put that in my story real quick. Nobody gonna tell me shit.
Oh, and Coyote, basically JJK is definitely one that's gonna have to get added back to the channel because it was one of the most commonly talked about ones. And then from there, let's see. Because I remember I was like, okay, JJK is one that like people were like, I was like, drop likes on the ones you like. And people were like, I'm not going to read about whether or not I got to drop a like. I got to tell you to cover JJK. So that one has to get back on the channel. There is some old JJK reviews. It's funny because I used to do MHA and JJK reviews and I dropped JJK during Shibuya. So, but you know, I know that's not popular. Actually, also N-Dot suggested D Gray Man, and I've wanted to cover D Gray Man. So what I've been thinking is I'm thinking about doing like some content for JJK, but I think I might want to do Exorcist October, where and that will be when I talk about more Exorcist series like Blue Exorcist, D Gray Man, JJK, where like the channel will probably be centered around that outside of like the church streams.
You mean once every blue moon? That's what it should be called.
But
yeah. Fuck that series. I ain't never reading that shit until that shit is complete. I'm in the final chapter because you think I'm finna go ahead. I already know myself, dog. I look at the series. I know the series. I'm gonna fall in love with the series. It's gonna be my top 5 when I read that bitch. I know for a fact. I know myself. So I'm not finna binge this shit, catch up, and then be waiting 5 months for one chapter to release. You got me all the way fucked up. Not with that release because you lost your damn mind, nigga. Like, no, not happening. So when that shit finished, then I'll see y'all niggas in the trenches. See y'all niggas on the other side. Till then, I'm not doing that to myself. That's like you give me 2 pathways. Now, East, you could take this boat with a tropical Sunday, and bad bitches on there, you know what I'm saying? And and music and take it on to sunny route through, or you could sail through this treacherous sea and it'll take you a whole week. And there are monsters in there, giant fat squid octopuses with tentacles with spikes on it that eat people and eat babies and shit like that. And it's a storm. And you could fall over and drown. If you drown, you go to hell. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I think I'll just take this one, I think I know how to sail. I think I'll take the giant octopuses with fucking spikes falling at the end. No, nigga. What's wrong with y'all? Listen, I got 100x because of the anime.
Oh my God, that was one of the wildest days of recent. Oh my God, love that day.
Niggas
niggas
shaking a booty, boy.
Yo, that shit was #1 trending for hours. That man got 1 million followers in a day.
That's how you know. That's how you know you got caught, dog. Nigga released. Nigga released a picture.
Niggas didn't even know that was really him at first. 1 million followers.
Niggas, oh my that's God. How you know you got caught. Nigga took a picture of the corner of that hoe, and that shit skyrocketed. I said, "Damn, nigga." Yo, J. Michael Holmes. I've been meaning to read this one for a minute. I really hope we get a classic present Mike Toya Todoroki. His quirk blank. This late in the series animated, that would put everyone in their nostalgic feels. Yeah.
You know, one of my dream scenarios, I hate to bring this up, yo, when they said the quirks in NBA, I wanted somebody else to say it. It should not have been Mike.
It should have been fucking Spinner, honestly. Or Hanabata, dead ass. Like,
I wanted it to be Hanabata. You know, it's funny. I thought about this recently too. I'm gonna bring this up because, you know, my boy was in the last chapter. My boy Hanabata tried to say Spinner wasn't shit during NBA, like, and people underlooked that moment. And now you see Spinner is commanding all these people going crazy. Like, even from back then, he was sowing the seeds for Spinner to become this person. He was like, we all just following the same shit at the end of the day anyway. That's still the case right now. Oh, but he's in a whole different position.
He rolls up. It's him. But, you know, you see, it's interesting about all these meetings we got. I want to say this too, real quick. We still got a good amount of PLF advisors that are big heads, big wigs that have not been even seen. So I can't wait to see those niggas still, because we still got Bokuto
Ninja.
We don't know where the fuck Greninja at. We still got Bokuto, the nigga who was smiling, he got away. We still got Gramp Chompers, the nigga with the golf hat and the sharp ass spiky teeth, who was in Dobby shit. Mm-hmm. Like he's still on the loose. We still got a couple of niggas that was big wig advisors that are on the loose that we haven't seen since everything popped off. So I'm curious about them niggas. But man, I cannot fucking wait for Gas Mask or Greninja, because nigga, it's been over 100 chapters, but we haven't got a quirk box, haven't gotten a quirk. Like, we seen Gas. We don't know what the fuck that shit is. We ain't got no name for these niggas. It's just like we've been calling these Greninja and Gas Mascot for like 100 chapters. Have not seen them really, and they've been putting in work too. That's the craziest part. But like,
it's so crazy because like even when we get Gas Mask's name, I'm still gonna call him Gas Mascot.
Like he gonna have to have one of the rawest names ever for me to switch. I don't know what it could be, possibly be like. Kind of call that nigga.
It would have to be. You gotta call his quirk name or something like that. Had to be raw.
He gonna call a nigga like Cerberus or some shit.
Yo,
like,
you know how cool that would be if the Liberation Army members like they called themselves their quirk name like Overhaul did, but it was for like a whole different reason because they believe in that shit.
Oh, that would be raw as fuck.
Because they come in with that energy already. Gas Mask, he said already, like, yo, this is for liberation. Like, they are Redestro. They are him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, bro, yeah, you need to go off on that point, because I remember you sent me that shit. Oh my god,
Redestro isn't here, but at the end of the day, when he went down, his whole belief was, okay, other people will carry on liberation. He gave it to Shigaraki, and Shigaraki was the cause of all of this. They're still saying their liberation. They're still repping it. Like, people say it didn't matter, but at the end of the day, they're still talking about it. Like, this is for liberation. That's that.
Anybody who's saying that it doesn't matter is just like, basically what they're saying at that point is this socio-cultural thing didn't play out the way I thought it should, and therefore I am angry. It's like when back when we used to have Roger on and we were talking about how he was like, nobody's going to be sympathetic towards Dobby, you're angry with them. That doesn't make sense. And I was like, no, people are definitely going to, because if your house got destroyed and somebody told you it's this dude's fault, there's a good chance that in your anger, you're just going to roll with it. And
that's what happened to Toga. Her house got messed up.
Yep. And so it was like when we were, so like, and then sure enough, he was like, oh, okay, like some people believe it, some people don't. And it's like, that's the whole point of information warfare. You don't need everyone to believe you. You need discord to be caused by the information, though. Like, it just is what it is.
Yeah, poison. Greninja's the one to sword.
Even during the Cassie chapters, they was talking about Spinner. They put up posters of him repping liberation, like he is our spokesperson. Like, Skeptic was sowing the seeds, and Gas Mask God, the phone that he had, we found out what that was too. It's Feel Good Ink is on it.
Yeah, I said that last week.
Yo.
Oh, I ain't even hear that last week. Where was I at? That must have been during the that portion. That must have been during that portion. Because when me and East heard that, we was like, "Yo, Feel Good Inc."
Yo, I lost my shit when I said that. We got a big one from that one guy.
Oh,
homies.
Tyler Hawk coming through. I get being depressed, so buy yourself a nice lunch, put hella ads on that video and upload it. Can't be sad when you got a free lunch. That's insane.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Niggas will watch that with the ads. Come on now.
Yeah, you got to drop it now.
Yeah, niggas said they going through the ads for you. Nah, you ain't got no choice now, cuz.
All right, I'm gonna tag it as uncut though, just so y'all know ahead of time, because then because I won't have time to do all the editing for that video and give you a review for today. This chapter,
bro, you are good.
If you really think about it, that's how you used to do them back in the day, 2019.
Bro, it's all good.
Remember when you did that? Remember when you did that flame? That was one recording.
Okay,
that was you.
Nobody. I feel like there's only like 30 or 40 people from back in the, like at most on my channel who remember me lighting my hand on fire to make fun of
my What?
So you wasn't there?
That's lore. That's church.
That's deep shit, bro. That's trench shit, bro. That shit was fucking wild.
Back during NBA, I opened up a video with my hand covered in like Axe spray deodorant. And so I just immediately just lit it up at the start of the video, and then you just see me go to put it out. And then I did it a second time and put it out, and then I straight up said, because unlike Dobby, I can control my quirk.
What's wrong with
this? Bro, that shit was fucking wild, son.
Oh shoot,
yeah, bro.
I can't tell you which chapter review. You have to go back, but like
I have to really go find it right now. That's crazy.
Listen, it was definitely like those 228 chapters of NBA type shit. Like it was way back in the day. Yeah. 2019 when NBA was first coming out, niggas was still reading the scans and spoilers back then. Like, oh my god, it's been a minute. It was a hot villain summer, man.
That was some golden days, bro. That was like golden era type shit.
You know what's crazy? Every time I see Toga, I get the same kind of energy from back then. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like Toga hasn't stopped that energy since every time we've seen this. He's been going crazy, killing people, going on top of people with a knife, going wild.
Oh, you know, like Toga, she ready for it. She ready for all the smoke.
Thank you for reminding me, because I didn't get the fight by before. So they was talking about Hawks being a trigger for a twice bit. Well, we actually don't. They don't need Hawks there to remember twice and go hard for twice again, because it's just him living in the memory. It's not like, I need to go hard, because it's not just like, this isn't just some regular vengeance thing, like just for one person. Like Hawks is the primary target, but and then in general, all the heroes have to go for these niggas. So it's not just like him. It's like him as a whole. But I know niggas were upset about Deku, because I seen Deku's thoughts on like Shoto beating Dabi, but that's not who y'all should worry about. That's not gonna do shit for Deku. Like, it's like, all right, cool. What's that gonna do for him? Pumping Deku up and doing anything? Nothing. He's still gonna have to travel and traverse. He's just gonna be like, Todoroki, I'm probably not what you should be focused on or anticipate is what happens when Shigaraki finds out Dabi fell.
Yo,
you
see how Spinner was acting. They didn't even show Toga and Shigaraki.
Exactly. And what Toga does when Dabi falls.
Toga's gonna use twice his blood off rip. I swear to God, because Dabi gave that to her. That moment is underrated. Oh my God.
It truly is like
he burned her house down.
Yeah, that was
everything.
Nah, it's so crazy how those chapters really like kind of spit on the heroes chapter.
Slept through the cracks.
The reality is Dabi is just one giant tsundere, but platonically.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Because like even the way he's always interacted with Shigaraki, he's like, I don't care, but it's like you always come back.
Yeah.
Always. Like, that was him and Shigaraki's whole dynamic. Like, nigga, you're running with me at the end of the day. He's always called him leader too. On top of that, he always says leader.
And that's the thing, that Spinner might be like, Shigaraki's most loyal nigga, but at the end of the day, it's always that Dobby's the right hand man. Like he always send a Dobby to do something. And Dobby typically getting shit done, or he
is one of the league's spokesperson.
He's literally the first nigga he put on the fucking front lines for the Vanguard. And he's like the first person he met.
He's a big stepper.
Yeah, like he literally
yeah. And you know what's so funny about that is that it's crazy because when they first met, Shiggy was like, "What's your name?" I don't gotta tell you. And they had a whole altercation.
That shit's still crazy to me, bro.
And look at what ended up happening.
Bro, next thing you know, he's the big de facto leader for the Vanguard squad when they go attack. On the first mission, it's like, all right, you niggas in charge.
Bro, and then I know that, you know what's crazy? When everybody saw that moment, when we saw that moment, everybody's reaction was, what the fuck is wrong with these niggas?
Yeah, it's like
and then we found out what the fuck was wrong with these niggas as the manga went on.
No wonder the niggas don't like each other. No wonder Toga, no wonder Toga crazy. No wonder
Toga didn't even know what was going on, just started swinging the knife. She was about to catch her body too.
Thank God.
That moment is so goated, bro. When those three met, I love that moment. It's so legendary. Like, and Shigaraki was in such a bad mood that day, and now he's about to be angry that Dabi went down.
Do y'all see? I see the chat arguing. Do you guys see Ochako beating Toga? I don't know. Especially if Toga is bringing out twice his blood.
Look, my stance on that: Ochako can handle the clones if she kills them the same way Toga killed Curious.
My stance on this too is that, like, depending on how much environmental damage you get, I need Ochako to just pull on a Saitama here from the web comic specifically, and basically do a serious table flip. Because that's like the only way I can see her getting around like a lot of these things. And for those of you who don't know what the serious table flip is, it's when Saitama literally reached into the ground. Now, under this circumstance, it would have to be because the ground is already damaged. But basically, he just straight up grabbed it, did like that, and flipped the entire base of like multiple city blocks so hard that the inertia kept going so that you felt like you were standing up while being upside down. She needs to do something like that and then let the gravity turn off and drop that shit on everybody. That's like the only way I can see Ochako doing like a straight up AoE, just wiping people out, unless she just replicates what Toga did.
I mean, if you want to be honest, we've seen Comet home run before.
So
like that could be I
think I wanted that to come back. I wanted that to come back during the war.
I think what will happen more so with that is that because the her battlefield, what happens on her battlefield is the second biggest pivotal thing that'll tell us where we stand on the future of the series. Because like, all right, that's like one of the biggest plays here. Because now in its entirety, I see why the Dobby thing happened the way it did. Because now you see, it's like now we're getting back to the roots of Horikoshi is 10 chapters ahead, and he's already planned out how this is all going on. Because a lot of niggas keep asking, well, how do we get here with this, that, and the other? Well, it's like, just look at the last one, bro. Niggas was in two different complete locations with each other. Low key kind of 2.5 because the other niggas were on the back end reserves. Other kids were on the back end of reserves point. So it's like we got from here. No, it was 3 locations because they had a Jakku.
Yeah, it's crazy. The niggas helping people. It's really crazy. If you look at the lack of heroes on Gunga and at Toga's battlefield, there's a severe lack of heroes.
Yeah, so it's like last time we had 3 different locations with 3.5 different locations, and somehow niggas all converged on each other. So it's just like, all right, well, how did that happen in the last war? It was already planned out that Maki was going to be the catalyst for a lot of niggas to get where they needed to go. And certain characters weren't even that far from each other, but then they kind of got close. You see how it just worked out as it came together? So it's going to be more so like this time. But at this time, not only do you have Maki, who I hope they keep sleep. I'll go ahead.
Chat.
Yep, super chat from Shar Turner. I was introduced to Aniki on Anime Lately video. I was like, I gotta follow this guy. Please know you are appreciated. Thank you.
Yes.
Look, I appreciate all the love y'all give me for real. I'll try to make sure I give y'all something special. Tell you what. Ooh, no. I'm doing a project that I've hinted at, but I haven't told people about, or I haven't like directly said I'll do. I'll try to give you guys a special video this week.
Keep the card in the tuck.
Yep. That way, if it doesn't turn out exactly how I want, I can redo it over and over if I need to.
But yeah, so it's like At
You know what that? Listen, let me talk to the chat. You know what that means? That means y'all gotta show love on the unedited review, so that he, you know what I'm saying?
So yeah.
It's not just a mental game in My Hero. It's a mental game. All the time.
But yeah. All right. I want to start winding this down just because I got to hop over to anime lately soon. Speaking of it, so excellent transition. So with that being said, I'm gonna go around the horn like I always do for the closeout special. Also, I want y'all to know that Tarnish was so happy about this Jiro moment that he switched his Abby, even though it doesn't show up for some reason through Zoom meetings when they get live streamed, to a smug Thanos. Just with the uncanny valley.
I was waiting for somebody to bring that up the whole time because I just did that earlier. I was like, I wonder if somebody's gonna notice that.
I was wondering too.
I put it on there for no reason, honestly, because it was just something recent that I had in my camera room because I was arguing with MCU niggas. And it was like, oh shit, that's funny. So I put it as my picture. And I was like, oh shit, it's a good day.
And let's go with Tarnish. Final thoughts though?
Yeah, this chapter is really good to me, honestly, because I just love the way All For One brought up Dobby. And that's the perfect thing to get Endeavor into the heat of battle, because the way he's been acting these last few chapters, it's kind of funny that All For One is telling him to talk, because I kind of felt the same way about him, and I told East the same thing. I'm like, yo, he hasn't had internal monologue in a while. Like, I don't really know what Endeavor is thinking. He's just been around, standing there. People have been telling him what to do, and he's been like, okay, all right. Like, he's been really dead inside lately. So I like that All For One is forcing him to like face shit. He's like, yo, why didn't you find Toya's body? He's like trying to get a reaction out of him, and it worked. And I want to see where it's gonna go next. But I love that the students are showing up too, because I swear to God, Hawks was pissing me off. I was like, bro, you are so worried about Endeavor. You have a whole student right there that cares about you that you're not worried about. You're fighting a whole lot of deadly people. And then Tokoyami, again, is forcing him to face the situation as he always does. He shows up. He's like, all right, I'm not Endeavor, but you know me and you can work together. We've done things together before. He's trying to convince him, and maybe it's reaching Hawks a little bit because that pen left the end of him. He does look scared. I want him to be his own person. He's too focused on Endeavor right now. He's too, like, he's on his dick. He's dick out of him. I'm not even going to hold you.
Well, I wish you would have exposed that nigga, but...
I don't know, he's dick riding him, low key. Everybody can see it. Or everybody can see it off the rip. Like, it's a little too much now. Now it's a little too much, but I don't know. And y'all know, Jiro showed up. She saved his life. And I never really, like, the head up is Jiro shit talking All For One. Oh my God. Like, this is a W for the books.
Look, people are like, y'all shouldn't be excited at all. I'm like, look, even if we did get a dead Jiro or a dead Tokoyami here, it's still gonna be a raw moment. So why wouldn't I still be excited?
I'm saying,
listen.
I don't want it, but at the end of the day, if that's really what happens and it's goated and the art is heat and everything is just the vibes is there, then it's like, oh my God, this is really a war right now. People are dying. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
I mean, listen, bro. Listen. Regardless, it's like this. Even if you get knocked out or beat up, it's like, if you got that clean ass pop off that made a nigga really fall back, you still got that pop off, bro. That's still satisfying.
Bro, this is a golden moment. Like, look, bro, the son, because she was just singing at the cultural festival, like, not even that long ago. If you binging this shit, imagine binging this and you get to this moment, you like, yo, did Jiro just shit talk All For One? This is crazy.
Yeah. All right.
Best girl. But yeah, I love this chapter. This is a really good chapter. I give it a 9 out of 10. Honestly, if you read it in, parallel to the last chapter too, because that's how I read it. Because I was so in tune with last week that I was up to date with the chapter. I was like, yo, this is a really good follow-up to everything. So this is definitely a good chapter. That's my thoughts.
All right. Deacon Fish, give your final thoughts.
You know what? This chapter was very good. Because at the very end, when I saw Jiro and Tokoyami come in, I was like, oh, more bugs for All For One to squash. I can't wait to see this. Me just on my hater shit. I just can't wait to see it. I don't have nothing against the students, but
I need my boy All For One to show out because I don't see him getting taken down by anyone besides Shigaraki. So Endeavor can do his best. Hawks can do his best. Jiro, Tokiyami, they can all do their best. My boy AFO can be the last one standing. So moving forward, I do want to see what they try to manage against him and his mask, but I just don't see that working out. I just don't see that's your only thing for All For One, the mask. Nah.
I'm so mad I didn't get to talk about that either. Oh my god, that's so like I really don't feel like that's enough to take him out either, bro. I agree with you.
It can be. And then like the Toga situation itself, I'm glad we talked about it this stream as well. Toga, I'm gonna just say this, if she brings out the Twice Blood, I don't think it's looking good for Ochako. We might actually need Saitama to come into the series and save Ochako. But you know what? I enjoyed this chapter a lot, bro. This is a great read. But one of my major thoughts was I thought Endeavor really had lost his arm, bro. Like, I'm curious to see what the injury itself is when we see that next chapter, if we do end up seeing that. I want to see the actual injury he took. So, but that's all I really had to say for MHA. Until next time.
All right. That's Deacon Fish, everybody. Archbishop East, take us home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this closing out. All right, first, I got to run through a few things I see in chat, and I want to make sure y'all all inclusive, the things that stand out and talk about. Silver Soul, watch Uraraka Quirk Awakening be dropping some meteors, rawness. That's what I need Dobby to do. I need Dobby to get a fallen building, light that bitch on fire, and throw that shit. But Poison Street talked about Quirk Awakenings. Do you guys see the possibility that happening in Class 1A, not all of them, maybe a few power up might be a good idea. I think to at least give them a small chance at winning. Now, next stream, me and Anaki and whatever team y'all on, we will actually have a real in-depth discussion about Quirk Awakenings. Me, I do believe now Anaki believes they don't exist. I believe they exist, but I don't believe we've seen one yet, so to speak. Because Bakugo wasn't a Quirk Awakening. That was just like, to me, because he could already do that shit. Because I seen him doing this shit in EA. So to me, that wasn't a Quirk Awakening, so to speak. But I feel like this is like a chance for that. But at the same time, the kids have a bunch. What's underrated about the Deku versus Class 1A shit is that they weren't going all out to kill Deku or defeat Deku. They weren't trying to harm him. So they weren't using their full powers. But if you actually look, Todoroki had already did the shit that he just did in a sense. Like when he boosted himself, he was already doing this shit in that. And the way Momo was creating shit and how fast they were moving, getting to places when they shouldn't be moving that fast. Ojiro using new moves, Jiro using her heartbeat wall shit. Niggas were using new moves, but it just wasn't appreciated, I guess, for whatever reason. Because it was like, well, not, we thought about it. They never got to fight in the war. They were on the back as supporters for the most part. And then they did a hit and run tackle, and then they got the fuck out. And then when Makia came in, you can't just, what the hell is a fucking tornado tail gonna do against Makia when he over there taking damn near missiles and shit? So it's like, then they've been training since then. They had their own shit like Deku Black. So it's like, well, everybody got some new moves and we can see something, but I still don't think they're on that level for the basic kids. Like Tokiyami in the cave can maybe take out upper class target escapee because they in the cave, but like out in the open, like Hunita and shit, nah. But even if they do win, the kids win, they gonna have to take some bloody sacrifices in the heroes. Like niggas, there's no excuses this time. Niggas have to go. Like they like last time it was okay because we needed the forces for an all-out war. But if we go this way, niggas gotta go because we're fighting killers now. And now it's a head-to-head, all true blue, all out. I'm running from one side of the field to you running from one side of the field, and we fucking duking. Just because we got split up don't mean shit at this point. Because it's just like now we got to go at it and do what we can do. So I don't know what's gonna happen with the Toga thing, but I'll leave that to the wayside. Appreciate y'all coming, but yeah. So it's just real. The chapter was great, man. I was really excited to see a lot of this shit. All For One having an ace up his sleeve. It just reminds you in the story that we have so much information that nobody else has. We're seeing the villains do all this shit. We're seeing Dobby. They know about Dobby's shit. You can't use like this, that, and the other. We know how they were using Nomu and using kids. Endeavor and them didn't know all that. They seen this nigga one time, and that was it before the war. So how the fuck are they supposed to really know? Like, oh, I could put all the clues together. This is Toya. Like, no, he was dead. You see, there's a bunch of moving pieces to this whole entire thing. The highlight of this chapter was actually tarnishing them, exposing that Hawks as a dick riding sociopath, like Mellow Greers. And it was just amazing that everybody finally seeing that there's something wrong with this nigga in the head. And I don't know why people don't see that. I guess it's the cool quirk, the flashy swagger, and the smile. But I seen the truth a long time ago, bro. Snakes.
Are you saying that Hawks has the exaggerated swagger of a black teenager?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's exactly what I'm saying right now. Except he ain't black. But moving on. But yeah, so Endeavor. Woo! See, everybody gonna have to start taking hits like this, and some niggas gonna have kids gonna have to take hits like this, and the heroes are gonna have to get capped because this is what I'm talking about. Endeavor actually fell for All For One's games. All For One's such a smart fighter, bro. But because he was getting pressed, and then he just like, no, fuck this shit, nigga. I know what to do to get y'all niggas. And he did. Hawks really a dumbass though, because if this is just the team you use, you see how you already got smoked. Now imagine he was finna get capped, had Jiro and them not pulled up and saved his ass. So shouts out to them, and shouts out again Hawks' head back on the swivel. I hope he becomes on, even as much as I hate that nigga, I hope he becomes his own person and start dick around Endeavor, because that's his problem right there. You too focused on like, oh, me and Endeavor could do this together. This not like, no, nigga, you need more. It's gonna take more than just y'all two. Use your fucking head and wise up, chicken boy. Shit.
All right. Y'all been talking about dick riding, so I'm gonna link an old song about dick riding called Don't Ride My Dick by Hobson.
Good. Excellent.
Because y'all been talking about this way too. Where is this? Man, where I gotta find that song.
That's exactly what he's doing right now.
Because that video, look.
Never not listening to him either.
I can't find that video.
Damn, I wouldn't be surprised YouTube took that whole away.
I do think it might be gone.
Yeah, like you know how YouTube be moving in this day and age. But yeah, let me go ahead and finish this up real quick. I would have had a better team than this. Definitely had those two, but had a better team than this. The niggas kind of goofy, but they gotta say that in the day. So that's it. I don't expect Jiro or Tokiyama to die, but they will get fucked up because they're not in close range, but they are long range. But All For One can compensate for that shit too. So I don't think they dying. Don't jump on these niggas. Now Ayama, that's something you should jump on thinking he gonna die. But goddamn, don't be going for these two niggas thinking they finna get capped because they fighting All For One. They like 100 meters away from this nigga. They'll be all right. All right, he gonna get murked. They don't get fucked up, but he not gonna kill these niggas, slit their throat like they got Endeavor. So yeah, hey man, it was a great, phenomenal chapter. Appreciate y'all coming by. Shit. Once again, I will see y'all next week. Y'all show y'all love the Tarnish because he ain't gonna be here next week, and make sure y'all drop that love so Aniki and kick Aniki in the ass so he can drop that video because he got no choice now, right?
All right, and just so you know, I did find it. You may see an image of a man standing there saying, "Don't ride my dick," with his dick being represented as a roller coaster. Enjoy.
There you go. There you go. And you know, Hawks is a bona fide dick rider. You know, he's in the midst of the battle. He a whole ass nigga. I'm glad y'all see the truth now. But hey,
the dick riding contest and your opponent is Deku and Hawks.
Man, that's one hell of a ride, boy. That's one hell of a ride. And also, yeah, don't let that nigga Shiggy get his quirks because he is a god. I see now. I see the truth. He is a god.
You reminded me of the old Kanye song. All right. Anyway, yeah, appreciate everybody for coming through, especially Fish, Tarnish, and East. Showing up, coming out, spitting, and everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for the super chats, especially, and just the support. I'm gonna try to make sure I can get stuff out to you guys this week. I'm just gonna y'all might even get a cooking video. Who knows? We'll see.
Kugasaki came here.
Hey,
Kugasaki
Fish,
came
I don't know, because we doing deep cuts. The first character analysis video I did on Endeavor had what at the beginning, Tarnish?
A little cooking of bacon cheeseburgers.
Spent the first 2 minutes giving a bacon cheeseburger recipe and then did the Endeavor.
Nigga said because he didn't want to nigga said because he didn't want to clickbait us. Well,
So,
why did you do it? Why did you put that as the thumbnail in the first place?
Because I was like, damn, this shit. I was like, Endeavor be cooking niggas. And then I was just kind of like,
be cooking.
I was like, it's easy it's easy. Somebody could just like see this and be like, grill it, cook it, Endeavor, whatever. Let me click. I thought it was just goofy enough that it would make somebody be like, all right, let me check this out. But then I was like, but I don't want to be fake. Like, so it was like clickbait without clickbait.
Hey man, I just gotta say something quick. Y'all gotta really look at this fucking page with Heartbeat Wall. Fuck the art. let's look at the chaos at the bottom. God damn, this is where the big
I
boys
swear to
are.
God.
Oh no, bro. Every
Like,
time
that
I
shit
get
is
like the war in the
crazy.
background, it's like dog.
Even in the last war, it was kind of crazy what was going on in the background.
Nah, but this is even crazy this time.
This is explosions in the background this time.
Like niggas these are real niggas like fighting this time.
But yeah, all right. Thank y'all for coming through. We appreciate you. Always enjoy yourselves. Have a good day. We'll see y'all next.